The queen.
Uh-oh. Oh. Look. We think I think about it. Never met a guy so sweet. I need to be here my picture. Never knew that it could be until I met you, baby. Never met a girl like me. I only wanna make you happy. I never knew that I could be free until I met you, baby. All I wanna do lately, all that I wanna do is spend all my time with you. Every minute, every hour. Say you will feel the way. What? What? Need to learn the words. Again, because. Oh, Lord. No, Lord. As I bring it back. I brought it back. We turned it down. Okay. Hi, everybody. Welcome back to the Queen Pen. I know that was a very long introduction and longer than usual. But it's your girl, Brianna B., and we are back with another episode of the Queen Pen. This is episode 7 at the Good News Radio. Episode 14 for all other platforms, Spotify, iTunes, and all of the above. Radio Public, Google Podcast. But yes, welcome back to another episode of the Queen Pen. You're making me nervous. Don't look at me like that. Oh my gosh. I'll be like, please don't look at me while I'm doing this. Before I get into the show, I have a few announcements to make. So, you guys, September 14th is around the corner. Literally, that's 2 days away. And if you didn't know, then you need to know that the showcase is on the 14th, this Saturday. And I believe it's at 5, I should have looked, 5:30. 5:30, I think. Oh, please don't kill me, y'all, in the chat room. But the pre-sale tickets are sold out. So what you're going to need to do is you can still get tickets for it. You just have to go to the link in my bio or the Good News Radio bio. Do that. Get those tickets. It's going to be a good time. I heard through the grapevine it was supposed to be like a Wild 'N Out type of thing. If you like Wild 'N Out, you like to, comedy, and you like to laugh, you like to dance, it's going to be lit. It's going to be pretty fun. So make sure you get those tickets because once they sold out, they are sold out and it's over with, okay? And they cheap. Like, I just hate when people be trying to act cheap. Like, come on now. Support all the shows that you listen to, your favorite shows, and all of the above.
For real.
And, yeah. So, that's one announcement. Yeah. That's the only announcement, actually, that I have. And I'm so nervous for some reason. I don't know why. I'm so nervous because I have a very special guest, like all of my special guests. But this is a special guest because I've known this lady for over, I don't know, what's it been like over, like all my life?
Yeah, basically.
all of my life, I've known this lady. She has been my mentor, my friend, my guidance counselor, my other mom. Everyone welcome Kawanda Graves, a.k.a. Until... Hey, everybody. Owner of QS Simple Treasures. If you guys remember when I did my little Queen Spotlight, I called it that. She sponsored my episode for the Black businesses and all of that. So...
Well, thank you for that warm introduction. That was beautiful. I am her other mom.
Yes.
And she's nervous, but I'm nervous too because I'm like, what's she going to do to me?
And it's crazy because we always be talking and stuff. And so it's like, when you get in front of the mic, it's all weird. It's like, what?
First of all, it's just weird because I'm like, you're grown. You know what I mean? And then it's like, you're like, and your mother, mom. And I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
So, but it's all good.
Yeah.
It's good to see you in your element. Hello, Brianna B. You know what I mean?
You know, it's your girl Brianna B.
Queen
AKA your fairy hood mother.
Oh, not the fairy hood mother.
So introduce yourself. Who are you?
Well, hey everybody. You know I'm here with Brianna B. My name is Quanda, middle initial R, last name Graves, but I go by my pseudonym Until. I am an author, poet, journalist, and all-around creative, as well as entrepreneur, and the author of I Just Want to Write. I also own QS Simple Treasures Greetings and Collections, which is a company dedicated to greetings and gift ideas. That's what I do.
Nice.
Thank you very much.
Okay.
This is so crazy.
I know.
I wonder if we're going to get through this podcast because we goofy.
Oh yeah. And people always be like, "You're so goofy. You always laughing." Like now it's 2. Now it's times 2.
For
For
real.
like, dang, we couldn't even hear no interview because you was laughing the whole time.
Seriously.
Okay.
Uh-oh. Don't give me that look. Don't give me that look.
Okay, y'all. So if you listen on a regular basis, you know I do these icebreakers, and they're always different. They're always shaped to whoever I'm having on here. So this one I made up, kinda. I didn't make it up, but I switched it around.
Oh, Lord.
So yeah, I got the idea from GQ magazine.
Okay.
You know, Lauren and Nip when they did the little
Yeah, that was so cute. R.I.P.
Yeah.
Nipsey.
yeah. So
Yeah.
how well do you know your stepdaughter?
Oh, Lord.
We're gonna play this game.
We about to see. She trying to make me look like a bad other mom. That's what we gonna see.
Okay.
Or we gonna see how much you've changed from what I think I
Oh
know.
yeah, we talked about this yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Okay.
I have
I'm
5
ready.
questions.
Oh, Lord.
You said you was gonna switch it around.
I am, because I want to know how well you know your other mom.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. And we're going to start with a real simple question. You're going to be like,
Okay. I hope not.
I'm going to be like, you bad. You
No.
bad.
Okay. Number 1.
Uh-huh.
What is my dream career?
Thought it was to be a radio host. Okay.
Ding ding ding.
Yes. 1-0. All right, let's go. I'm feeling confident. Watch me get the rest 4 wrong.
I
All right, I'm
I
ready.
made the first one easy.
Okay.
What is my biggest pet peeve?
You have a few of those.
Mm. Do I?
You have a few of those. You don't like liars. That is one of your pet peeves. Is that like you want the ultimate, or
You can give them all.
Oh,
Because that's definitely one.
you can't stand liars.
Mm.
You don't like people who don't stand by their word.
Yes.
And you don't like when somebody like tell you one thing but do something else. I think those are the 3 that I know about. I don't know. I'm trying to think of one where I get on your nerves and you be like, I hate when you do that. But I can't. I can't right now. It ain't coming to me. But
It'll
those are
come
the
later.
3 that I have.
Okay, those are good. 'Cause
Okay.
those are it.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, 2-0.
You
2-0.
might know a little something. I don't know. Okay, so what do I love the most?
Out of what?
What do I love the most? Not out of anything.
Sleep.
Ooh.
Oh, sleep, money, and well, they're not in this order, but it's like sleep, money, I say, and God.
I do love God, but I ain't put him on this list.
Okay, all right, okay. Well, Lord, no disrespect, we'll take you off, but sleep, money, and I'm trying to think. Food.
Yes.
Okay.
That was a number 1.
You know what made me think about food? When I used to be like, hey, are you eating with us? I don't know what you cook. I'm like, what?
I love to eat.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Who was my childhood celebrity crush?
Oh, Lord. Is it still childhood or is he still around? Chris Brown.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
I know he's not my crush no more.
Oh, okay. I didn't think so.
Nah, I don't think I have one, to be honest.
Yeah, I think it's gone now.
Yeah, I
But
don't
Chris
think I
Brown's
have
for the longest.
Oh, I
was
love
on the
Chris
phone,
Brown.
on the computer. I'm like, Lord Jesus.
I had that big poster of him.
Well, I'm glad that you told me that now because I have been trying to get to him, so I don't need to anymore.
Oh
Is that
no,
what
you
you're
still
saying?
can.
Oh, okay.
I would
Okay.
love to chit chat with Chris.
Okay. I would love to hear that conversation because you guys are both Tauruses, so I would like to know.
Oh yeah, but he a different Taurus.
He is, but I still would like to see how that conversation go between man and woman and two Tauruses.
He's the April Taurus.
Yeah, he's a different.
I be trying to tell people. Them April
Just like I
Tauruses.
say about Geminis, June Geminis is crazy. No disrespect, love y'all, but y'all crazy. For real.
That's what I always say. The Tupacs and all of those.
For real.
Okay, number 5.
Mm-hmm.
What is my favorite color?
Oh, you know what?
You don't know?
Hold on, give me a minute. Yeah, this ain't Jeopardy. Okay. Okay, so I always thought it was black, but then you like pink.
Yes.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yes.
All right.
Yeah, I love black.
But, yeah, but pink is. I feel like.
But black
you think
ain't even a
that's
color, technically, I guess.
Yeah,
That's
I
what
guess
people
not.
say.
But you like pink as an accent color. Like, it seems like you.
I love pink. It's
Like, I
always-
remember when
always
you
gotta
came
throw
home with
pink
your
in
car
there.
and you had them pink pillows. I said, she's
Yes.
something else.
Yes, and speaking of, if y'all don't know, if you never seen the inside of my car, I got pillows in the back seat.
Yes.
And I got that from my other mom.
That's right. And I can't lie, though. I got that from my homeboy, Alan. Alan boy. Yeah, I got it from him.
I was in a drive-through one day. I was in a drive-through somewhere. I think it was like Starbucks. Yeah.
Yep.
And that lady, she was like, she said she was looking at me. She said, "Do you got pillows in the back seat?" She said, "That is so cute. That's such a good idea."
It's so boss.
And
I don't
every
care what
time
nobody
somebody
say.
sit in my back seat, they're like, "Oh wow,
Yes, exactly.
That's so
It
cute."
just adds something.
So if you're thinking about doing this, you heard it here first. Like,
Exactly.
And give me my credit.
Exactly. Just like she gave me my credit and I gave Alan credit. Don't be a hater.
Credit.
For real.
Yes. So
I got 5 out of 5.
you did.
I did.
You did.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah.
You
okay.
might know something.
So I'm gonna give you some random questions on how well do you know your other mom.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So what's her favorite day to clean? You should know.
Yours?
This. Yeah.
You said her. Like, I'm like,
You like,
what?
who's her? I thought I was talking to you. Who are you?
Saturday.
No.
Sunday.
It was always Friday.
Friday.
Yeah. Remember, you would come home and you'd be like, "Oh,
I thought
it's
you work
Friday."
on. I thought you.
Friday after I come home from work.
Oh, I thought it was Saturday.
You whack. That was one. You got that wrong.
What's the little? I got the little soundboard on here.
All right. Okay. When is my birthday?
What?
Because I know you don't know that.
It is. It's May 23rd.
Oh, that's smarter because I really didn't think you knew that.
And I really am not good at birthdays. I gotta put everybody's birthday in the calendar because I be like, ooh.
All right. 1 and 1. All right. I don't think you would know this though. Let's see. I don't know. Do I like to drive? Which do I prefer to drive? Do I prefer to drive a car or do I prefer to drive an SUV?
A SUV.
Okay, cool. Yeah, you know that. And then, what is one of my pet peeves? Do you know? It don't have to be the top. It's just one of them.
One of your pet peeves?
Yep. I always be like, hey, just tell me and I'm cool. You don't know? You working?
When people ain't real?
There you go. That's it.
Yeah.
You already know.
You just ain't real.
So what was that? Did I give you like 3, 4? I gave you 4?
I think so.
Where I work.
You work at USC.
Oh, okay. I gave you an easy one because you
Shout
got
out
the
to
first
all
one
of the
wrong.
USC students.
Trojans all day.
It's always jam-packed over there when
It
I be
is.
trying to go home. I be like, oh,
That's why you should pull in and then go walk the campus.
I still want to go there.
You better
I'm
hurry
back in
up.
school. I'm actually back in school.
Well, you need to hurry up and let me know what you're going to do.
But yeah,
Get your
I plan on doing it. I'm back in school, so I'm trying to get these classes out. I only have a few more classes that I have to take.
Well, don't
and
you
then I can
think-
transfer.
Don't you think you should talk to me? What if I was looking for another job?
I thought you Ben was like. That's why I just stopped because I thought she was leaving. Like I was like, oh
No,
my time.
I told y'all y'all need to hurry up because I'm thinking about leaving. But if you gonna go to school, you need to let me know.
I'm
so
gonna
we can
go.
try and work
I
it
want to
out.
go to USC.
Yeah, but let me know your plan. You know how we do.
See, I gotta go to the counselor next. Okay, we can talk about that after.
Right. We done took the radio over like, okay, this is what I need to be doing. They're like, is this a radio show or do you want to talk about
Is this
like,
a personal stuff?
Right, what's going on
Does
here?
nobody care about you want to go to school, girl? Oh my gosh. No, I got some bad news.
Nuh-uh. Don't tell me that. What kind of bad news?
Why I meet a Sagittarius today?
Oh.
No, I didn't meet him today. I met him last weekend.
You don't have good history.
And you can see my face.
You
Yeah.
don't really have a good history.
I said, I thought everything was good.
Mhm.
I can show you him too.
I want to see what he looked like.
That's what-
too.
yeah, I'm gonna show you him. I said, he grown, like a grown. He grown, like a grown.
He grown?
Man.
Grown. You like him?
I don't know him.
Oh. I don't know him to like him. I don't know him.
I don't know
Let me
him,
see.
but he I was like, oh, okay,
Oh, he's handsome.
right. That's what I said. I said, oh,
Yeah, it's a glance. You gotta get it.
yeah.
Yeah, he's handsome now. But what is his character like? You trying to see?
Make you do a double take. No, I don't know, but I had asked him. Well, he was texting me earlier, and I was like, I was just asking like little questions. I said, oh, the first question I always ask somebody is, when is your birthday? And so he was like, I'm not gonna say it because if he listens, I don't want him to think it's about him. But he
We'll
told me.
discuss that later after the show.
He told me when his birthday was, and
You was
I was
like-
like, I said, oh wow, a Sagittarius, how lovely.
You was like,
And then I told him and then I told him when my birthday was, and he was like, cool. I was like, oh, you gotta hate for some. That's crazy. Oh Lord,
you know, Taurus is a little different, man.
I can't stand them. I don't like Sagittarius.
Oh, you know, there's some people in the
My
world that
dad,
feel
my
that way.
dad just texted
What
me.
do you say?
Don't mess with any more old niggas. He is a little bit up there in age. I'm not gonna lie.
You know what? You know, he said, tell her don't mess with anymore. Don't mess with no owns anymore.
Well, no, he's not up in age. He's just 30.
that's
I
up
think-
in age. for
I'm
you.
24 though. I'm about to be 25.
That's still up in age. He said, tell her don't mess with any more old niggas.
Lord. Okay, so if you're just tuning in, we're going to talk about business.
Yes.
That is the topic for today. If you want to call in and you're listening, the number to call is 323-900-0478. I feel like we all have questions. If we don't have our business, we all have questions about business because don't nobody want to be working for nobody all of our life. Well, some people do. And that's,
Yeah,
you know,
and that's okay.
And
I
that's
mean,
okay.
yeah.
But a lot of people don't, and they're curious about business and like how to start or where to start, or nervous, or I don't got no money and all that stuff. And that's what I be thinking about mostly is like, well,
That's why my
got no
beginning
money.
is a little bit different. Like
Yeah.
what I tell people is a little bit different, and then they feel better after that. You know
Okay.
what I mean? Mm-hmm.
Okay, so give the rundown on your business.
Okay. When
Or
you
your
say the rundown,
businesses.
yeah, I do have businesses, but QS Simple Treasure is the driving force. So, I'll just say probably in like the 11th grade, I had all of these like goals and dreams that was attached to what I was trying to do. Being a poet and all that. I was a poet. I didn't have a book, but I always wanted my own greeting cards and stuff like that. And so, I had the idea, but I didn't have the vision. If that makes any sense. And then as time went on, I started like doodling. I can't draw worth nothing, but I was trying to just see where I was at. You know what I mean? And then I just started living life. And as time went on, I knew that I wanted to start my own business. I've always been an entrepreneur in some kind of way. And so I was like, eventually I'm going to have my own business. And I don't know what that's going to be. I know it's going to be these products. I don't know how to go about it because I didn't either. I was young. I didn't know about it, but I just kind of paid attention to my mom a little bit. Shout out to moms. And just started working it out. So when people say, how do you begin? I always say, first find out what dream you want to tackle first. Because we have many dreams or we have many goals or things that we would like to accomplish, right? So I would say figure out which one you want to accomplish first, which one you want to tackle. Once you figure that out, then you need to write down everything. Like do your research and find out what it takes to actually accomplish this. Once you do that, that's a list. It's a list of everything. It's all your action, goal, plans, whatever. And then the next page, I say it's your pricing list. of everything that you need to even get this started. The reason why I say get a pricing list is because people will always say, "Oh, I don't have any money. I don't have." Yeah, but it's not like that. You don't have to pay out everything at once. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So basically, if you find out that you want to start a business, do you want to trademark? Find out you got a logo. Do you want to trademark this logo? Then you find out how much your logo is. If you have things that need to be copywritten, you need to write that down and find out how much that is. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And then you just start going from there. Like if you know you need a website, find out how much that is. And once you make this price list, every time you get a little extra money, keep that list in your face so it won't be, forget and forgot or whatever. And you just look at it and say, oh, you know what? That's $45. I could pay for this today. Mm-hmm. And before you know it, you start having everything that you need for your business. And everybody thinks that a business starts like right away. No, it's a gradual process. If you don't have all of the money, it's a gradual process. If you have all of the money, all you need is the research and your plan of action. That's really all it is. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I noticed that a lot of people don't know anything about business. They just be like, well, I don't know about it, so I don't do it. And then they just kind of like bootleg. And I'm like, just do it the right way, and you don't have to go backwards. It's really simple.
I think that's hard because it's like, I'm always, like, I'm the person where I can look up how, like, other people's businesses, and I go through, like, a lot of, like, YouTube videos and see other people's businesses and, like, what they doing to start it and them talking about. But everybody's journey is just different.
They are.
And it's kind of like people, I compare it to, like, if somebody has a kid. There is no playbook for it.
There's no playbook for it, but versus somebody who just decided to go be intimate with somebody and got surprised about sex versus somebody who has a boyfriend and they've been talking about having a baby for a long time. Very different process. Mm-hmm. See what I mean? So I feel like writing down everything, that's the beginning of any process. Yeah. If you're a person that don't keep memory well, or you're doing so many things that it's hard for you to keep track or keep focus, that's the very first process. It doesn't cost you anything to do that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it keeps you focused. Like the way you do with all of your calendaring and markings and things of that nature.
I am very organized.
You are. You've always been. Mm-hmm. I was like, okay.
Yeah.
Is that how we do?
Except as of late.
Well, that's what happens when you be adulting.
Yeah. I don't like being no adult.
You don't?
It's ghetto.
I seen that meme you post. I fell out. I said, "She is crazy."
Everything is so ghetto now.
When I see that, I don't want to go to a 9 to 5. My job is so ghetto. I started crying. I said, "She is crazy for posting it."
It was Cinderella. Like, I think it was Cinderella.
It was Cinderella. That's so hilarious.
Lord,
man, welcome to adulthood. That's how we be feeling.
Okay. Mm-hmm. So, the business. Okay. So, I have my own personal questions for businesses. And then I feel like other people might have more questions. And I had some, but I lost them.
She whacked.
So, I'm going to just kind of go off the dome. Okay. So, as I was saying, like, everybody's process is different. Mm-hmm. What was basically... So, your start was just writing everything down.
Yeah.
But what did you write down? Like, was it like...
That's the research.
Like the idea?
Yeah.
Or did you like read? Like, what did you read? Like, what made you be like, oh, I want to have tea? Like, what makes?
Okay, like, so how it started for me is I've always been a poet, right? Okay. And so the people that I love the most are like Maya Angelou, Nikki Giovanni, but I also love business people, business acumen people like Richard Branson. You know, I love. There's so many of them out there. And I would look at them and they would all have product. And I always knew that as a poet, I wanted to have my, like, product of my own manifestations, right? So I knew that I wanted a book that said my words. But I'm the type of person, I love pens, paper, pencil, everything that is of the writer's life, I love, right? So I knew that I wanted to be associated with those things, but I knew that I wanted my own version of those things. I have great imagination, I have great vision, and I have great design. So I knew that I wanted to do that. So when I wrote down, it wasn't like I just was like, oh, I want my own tea. What I was like is, what do I like? And I wrote down, I said, I'm a writer. What is associated with a writer? And then I wrote down all the things that I think is association with writing, right? And so I was like, I love tea and I love coffee, but I want my own version of tea because everybody's doing coffee. I knew I didn't want to be that. And then I wanted it to be a part of one business itself, right? And then I had these ideas of having like my own greeting cards, my own book and all that. But I was like, well, how do I put that into anything? I learned that I first needed to have a parent company. So your parent company is just this one big brand where everything falls underneath. And that's why I have many businesses. So my company is Quanda Significance LLC. I LLC myself. And then I decided to have multiple business underneath. So there's Until TV, there's QS Images, there's Poetry for Every Occasion.
So basically everything. So I think, so the best advice, number one, would be to write down everything that you like.
Yes, everything
so
that
you can
like,
kind of get an idea of
what you want to do.
Yeah.
Which one you want to tackle first. And then you start, if you want to be like a radio host, you also want to be a public relations person or something like that. And then you also want it to be a host, like just a host of events.
Yeah.
Right? Let's say you wanted to tackle hosting first. So then you would look up classes if you are not already a host or whatever, right? I would look up classes, and then I would look up all the things of what a host entails. Like, what do I need to do? Do I need, like, headshots? Do I need, to be able to start forwarding myself as a gig?
So research.
Yeah.
So number one,
write down all your
write
list.
down everything that you like.
Exactly. Two.
Number two, research.
Okay.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying?
I'm gonna make a list.
That's what I'm talking about.
Let me write these down as we're going.
Exactly. You see what I'm saying?
Okay. So
and then next is your price list of all the things that you researched. What do you need?
Okay.
So how much is your headshots? How much are these classes?
Okay.
You know what I mean? Whatever else goes with hosting. You know what I mean? Like, if I'm going to be going here and there, how much gas do I think I'm going to have to spend? How much, you just kind of start thinking about all the things that go with that particular dream goal.
So then do you think next you should start, like, after you've gotten all of that, then kind of, like, what is after that? Because, like...
After the price list?
Yeah.
Your money. You need to start.
You need to figure out
you need to figure out your money. And what I mean by that is because people be like, I don't have any money, but you just spent $160 on Jordans. You just spent $160 on weave. You just spent $160. Do you really need that?
Yeah.
I mean, and then you have to find out what your priority is too, because a lot of people be like, oh, I want to start a business, but they will not part with all the things, their lifestyle to start that. For me, I braided my own hair for about 3 months and saved that money that I would usually go to a beautician for to LLC myself because I knew it was going to be about $400.
So what do you say to people who don't have, like, because now in this day and age of social media, you have to, like, you almost need to have a following in order to have, like, you not even a following, but a support. Like, you need to have supporters more than followers, but you kind of need some type of following now so that people can see what you, because people want to see people, like, it's different now. I just think social media is just so different. Like, you can't just have a business and then not do anything. Like, you have to push yourself and put everything out and stuff.
It's true, but I think I'm the wrong person when it comes to that because I don't do anything for followers. Like, it's a part of what we do and stuff.
Well,
but
not for.
No, but yeah. I mean, like, I don't. Like, people say I need this many followers too. I don't do that.
Yeah.
I do it because I love it. This is something that I want to do, and I feel like the followers, my money, or whatever, it would come. You just like, you'll hear 50 Cent. He'll say, don't chase the broads. You know what I mean? Chase the money, and then the broads will come.
I say that because people think that you need to have
Yeah,
a following in order to have a successful business.
Exactly.
And that's not that. You just need to have a support system.
It's
and
true.
then it's because back in the day it was word of mouth.
Exactly. And that's
So
a
it's
lot
like-
of times how my business happened. I just woke up with some orders today in the mail, like in my email. You know what I mean? Like, and that was just from me posting and saying what's up, but it was from people that I had met a while back that didn't have money then, but they remembered me and purchased some of my products.
Yeah.
What about the young lady who was a LinkedIn follower? She had like 1.2 million something followers or something like that, and she was called an influencer. And she went live and was like, listen, I'm an influencer and I have this many followers, but I bought all these shirts and I only sold 2.
Yeah.
So followers don't mean nothing.
Yeah,
you know
people
what I mean?
will watch all day, but they won't.
That don't mean that they're going
Yeah.
to take action and actually purchase from you. They actually, to me, I feel like people want to know. It's like a catch-22, I feel, for me. People actually want to know you, but then they kind of want to know the fake you, and then it all depends. It's like a split. Some people want to know the real you, and that's who they'll support. Some people want to know the fake you. They don't want to know the real you. They just want you to be like posing, and that's the people who will buy your stuff and all that. But then you got the other people who want to know the story behind your product and you before they make an investment.
Yeah.
Do I want this book? Why? Everybody do this. Why would I buy it from her? You know what I mean? So I think it's up in the air, and it's what you want to do. You know what I mean?
And like for me, because I want to do radio and stuff, I feel like I'm not as active as I need to be on social media because I have to be social. I have to be a social person. Like,
Right.
I have to be in that light because that's the only way people are going to, like, want to listen. Like, I mean, I do have I have people who know me and they know my personality. But then the people who are outside of them, they don't. So when they, like, I'm like, oh, I don't post enough. Like, I don't post enough. I need to probably be posting more videos of me talking and stuff like that.
Stuff
But
like
I'm
that.
just
like,
not,
are you live right now?
No.
I was live until my phone died. But I really I'm kind. Social media to me, you know what? This is kind of raggedy, but social media to me is like the way it is for makeup. You already know I'm not a makeup queen, right? But if I was to put on lip liner and gloss, if I bite a burger and I wipe it off, I'm not reapplying. So if I post something, it is what it is, and then I'm not gonna like post 2 more times today. If I post it today, and I probably won't post for 2 to 3 more days, it is what it is for me. Like, you know what I mean? Because I just feel like the way I move and my support system and my faith system is something different. Like, I trust in the Lord for everything that I'm doing. So I really don't care about what other people are saying. If you like it, you like it. You rock with me, you do. You don't.
You know?
Nah.
Okay. So.
You know I always been like that, though. So.
Oh, yeah. So, we said money next. So, you always send me, you always periodically, I've seen like your LinkedIn message. Like, you'll send me those, but like, I don't even be on LinkedIn. I think I had got on there and I had seen it, but I was like, dang, this was so long ago. I might as well not even respond. But, I had just updated my... Like, I had just updated it and stuff. Kind of, sort of. So, do you think, like, that's important? Like, because people always like, oh, like, somebody told me the other day. He was like, he said, well, if you want to do radio, he said, well, who do you feel like you want to work for? And I was like, who do you feel like, what is the big radio, mecca, media, whatever you want to work for? Would you want to work for if you didn't want to start your own radio station? And I said, iHeart. Because that's the biggest,
Right.
And so he was like, well, then you need to do this. You need to, he said, you need to just be going to iHeartRadio events. You need to be following them. You need to be going to events. And he said, you need to get on LinkedIn and you need to be following all the people who work for iHeart. And then you need to just keep up with stuff like that. So like that. So do you like, when it comes to like business, do you strongly believe that LinkedIn is like a big...
I believe that this is what I believe. I know what you're trying to say. Like, you want to know if like LinkedIn is like the place that you should really just push
your like business or yourself, really, because
yes,
your LinkedIn
because it's
is your
really
resume.
professional. It is. It's a professional site. Some people do a cross between. I'm one of those that actually kind of sometimes do a cross between. But this is what I feel. I feel like, however bad you want something. Right? So if you want it that bad, and it all depends on the feet you're trying to carry your radio show or where you're trying to go. And if you know that these are the things that's another thing. That's a part of the task list. What needs to happen in order for Queen Pen to be here? This is what you need to do. And if you know you're not good at it, it's like anything else. You practice and push yourself to make yourself better in order to get to the feet that you're trying to get to. You see what I'm saying? So if you're getting tips like that, then that's something that I would pursue. Like, if somebody say, oh, this is where you want to work, this is where you want to be, then you need to do blah, 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 X, Y, and Z, and you need to do it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Because he's actually in the media realm. And he's like, listen, you need to be doing this. Like, he said, it's easy. He said, you don't have to have that. You don't have to have no degree. He said, stop letting people tell you that.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, you're right.
It's good to have one, but I just feel like in order to move in life, like a lot of times I feel like degree is pushed down people's throats as something. But I know a lot of people who have degrees and they were like told that the degree was going to make this and that. And they worked at McDonald's because it was a hiring freeze and nobody was hiring, and so they
For
were
that.
in.
Mhm.
Yeah. So for me, I'm not really into that. I am into education. I feel like you should educate yourself about things, but I don't necessarily know if like always going to school, because school isn't for everybody, just like not going to school isn't for everybody. Like, you know what I mean?
And
Yeah,
a lot
it's
of
the
people,
same.
a lot of people have like don't have degrees that are
Yeah.
successful. They were
Exactly.
dropping college dropouts, high school dropouts.
You see what I'm saying?
Middle school dropouts.
Man, I started college, University of Phoenix 4.0, and left because I was doing like, transplant and all this other stuff. So but I have people in my life that have PhDs and masters, and they tell me, they was like, Quanda, you're doing the right way, because if I could do it over again, I wouldn't. And I'm like, can you say that? Like, you're the one that's sitting there with a PhD. I don't have a degree. And there's like, no, you have it right. Entrepreneurship is like the way, but I've always been an entrepreneur, and I always knew I was going to. So even if I do decide to finish up the degree, because that's one of the goals, it's not like my
Entrepreneurship is like my biggest goal, because
You know
I
that's
just
what it
feel,
is.
because I said when the flex work
Yep.
came in here, and I was just like, I just start to feel uncomfortable. Like, not that I hate my job, but you just don't feel like, if it's not, it's not for you. Every job I go to, I'm like, okay, I'm this ain't gonna be long. 'Cause
But
I
I'll
just
tell you,
can't.
like I tell everybody else, entrepreneurship, even though it's a great moniker to have, it's not for the faint of heart.
Yeah,
You still gotta work. The way
Yeah.
you put in your work for a job,
but I would rather put in work
for yourself,
myself,
because you're investing in you. Exactly.
than be putting in work for somebody else.
Is that not my mantra? Do I
Yeah.
always say that? I be
Because
like, y'all need
what
to.
did I post? I had reposted, your boss ain't never gonna pay you the same as them to be their neighbor.
No, exactly.
And it's just like, when you think about it like that, it's like, dang, like, I just personally don't want to work I want to work for myself, and I want to be able to hire people one day
See?
to work for me
Exactly.
and do it the right way, because some people be
But I tell
bosses,
people
but
all
they
the time
be-
too. It's kind of got catch-22. Like, I don't want people to ever look down on employees, because you need, just like you have leaders, you need to have good followers in
Yeah.
order to be a leader. You need to be a good follower in order to be a leader. You need to be a good worker bee in order to understand how to be a supervisor, a boss. You know what I mean? Because people think that being a boss, well, on my business I did it today. Yeah, but how do you treat your employees?
Yeah, and it's all about how you treat. And I
yes.
feel like every job, except for this last one, I feel like they treat me very well, and I love them because they always take me out to eat, and I love to eat.
I love them because they're full of integrity,
Yeah.
and that they always take me out to eat.
But
and
I
love to
mean,
eat.
it's not
I'm just
even the
messing with you.
job. It's not even the job. It's the process. It's getting up every day knowing that I have to go to this job
Exactly.
to work for somebody, and
Versus-
not doing something that I just personally want
I was
to
just
do
about
every
to say,
day.
versus knowing something that you love.
That
you
you
get up
love.
to go and
Yeah.
go. I'm about to get up
Because
and
I
do this.
definitely would not like. I love the benefits of having a job,
Of
a
course.
good job,
Of
'cause
course.
401ks. all
But that's
that
what
stuff.
they put in our head, because you're working yourself to the bone. You have to have some money at the end to retire from.
Yeah.
Right? And so it's like, do I really want to be working for you, or do I really want to work for myself? Because everybody is not built to have their own business. They're not. You know what I mean? Everybody's not built to be an employee. Everybody's not built to be a boss. Everybody's not. You know what I mean? So you just got to know where you fit in, and it's good. Like, you know what I mean? That's just what it is. And you have to pick what you want to do. And people think that because you're an entrepreneur, like, oh, it's easier. No, it's actually harder.
Yeah,
But
a
you
lot of
have to
people tell
want
me
to
that.
do it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you have to want to do
You
it.
have to want to do it. Like, me and my friend, we have a running joke. She called me. I'll be at work, and she be like, "What you doing, entrepreneur?" Because I be at work doing my own stuff. And
That's
be
what I
like,
do.
I be like, "Shut up, fool! I already did the work for today." Like,
I really be at work with my laptop
Yep.
working on other stuff. Like, I'm like, nah, I'm trying to
do.
And people, I know they be looking at me crazy. She always got her laptop because I'm always working outside of this. Like,
Exactly.
Trust and believe.
Exactly.
Trying to
Man,
be-
you know, I tell you and tell you all the time, find y'all something y'all could do. Start making that money on your own. You know what I mean?
I had a
It's
boss
important.
ask me before. He said, my last job when I was at that other place. He was like, he said, he called me in the office. He said, "Do you not want to be here?" And I was like, "No.
Oh,
Why do I want to be
Brianna.
here?" Like, and we know where that brought me.
I will no longer. This will
Do
be
it
my last
now.
day. You guys have a great one.
He was
Have
just
my
making me
check
mad.
ready.
He was just making me mad because I was like, I think he said that because he felt like I wasn't so super happy and coming to work all hi and good morning to everybody. And I didn't like none of them people.
But
sometimes
sometimes
to be your friend.
And that's another thing. That's how you know the difference between a leader and a boss. Because a leader brings out the best in you, where you feel happy about being at work, even if that's not where you want to be. You'll use it as a stepping stone to get to where you want to, right? But a boss would be like, "Well, I feel like you need to." I'm like, "It's your environment." You know what I mean? What is it?
Take me out to eat. Maybe I'll be happier.
Yeah, exactly.
Put some more donuts in the break room.
Oh, you so funny. Not donuts. Not donuts.
So another
Give me some
question.
Pete's coffee.
So another question I had was,
What's up?
okay, so you brought up the like you need a business like business license and stuff like
Yeah,
that. Or,
DBA, business license, trademark, copyright, contracts. Like, it all depends on what your business is.
So so basically it's just all about research. You just have to research what kind of business you want and then what you need for that business.
Like, for
in a
instance, people
nutshell.
feel like they should LLC themselves right away, and then so they find out it's $400. And like, I can't do it. You don't have to start off like that. You can get a DBA. That's $45. They run it in a newspaper. It's like having your name. They run it in a newspaper for 4 weeks consecutively, and that lets people know that you're in business. And you just keep your name, and then as you grow bigger, you start to get your, seller's license. You start to, have a business account. You start to, it's just little bits and pieces. And that's why I said research. A lot of people want you to do the research for them. No, this is your business. This is what you want to do. Do the research.
So I have a friend. Her name is Jenny.
Hi, Jenny.
she was on the friendship episode, and she has a business, and she was asking about like websites and stuff like that. She was like, "Well, I need a new website." So you have a website. So what website do you use for your business?
Well, I've had my website since 2008, and I've always been through GoDaddy. And so with GoDaddy, I would have your father. Hi, Sean, my baby. Don't roll your eyes. Shout out. Hey, Sean, she rolled her eyes. No.
Shout out to Sean Brown.
You know you in trouble, right? No, I would have him do the website for me because he's a graphic design artist, right? But as time went on, I had to learn how to do it myself because I wasn't going to be able to depend on him. So as GoDaddy changed, they actually have templates. And all you got to do is pick a template, fill in your pictures of whatever you want, and add your content, write your content. Some people don't feel like they're good at writing. Get somebody that writes your content for you. Tell them what you want, and then they'll write it up. You pay them and put it on your website. And that's what I do now. I manage my website. I created my website. I designed my website.
Okay.
Yeah. So GoDaddy would be the first place. They have templates, and it's super easy. You can do your website in less than an hour.
So there's GoDaddy, and then there's the other ones. It's like
there's Wix, WIX.
I hear about Wix a lot, and I hear about
it's because Wix is free.
Oh, it's free.
Yeah, it's free. I think it's free when you first start, and then it's like $5 or something a month or something like that. That's nothing.
Yeah.
You spend that on food, nails, hair, lipstick, shoes.
$5 a month.
Yeah,
Yeah,
something
that's
like
crazy.
that.
I use for my bio, I have Linktree,
Uh-huh.
and I pay
I've
for
never heard of Linktree.
So Linktree it's basically a website for you to put all of your different websites inside of one, so people can click on different
ones. I need that.
Yeah,
Ooh.
so I pay $6 a month just to have the extra, but it's free.
Yeah,
but
exactly.
I paid the extra $6 just to have you can put the little icons next to it. You can make the little thing shake,
But
and
that's
so
my
people can look
point.
at it.
It's a $5.
Yeah, and you don't think about that.
No,
I spent $5 on
all kinds of stuff. Just squawking money off.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? For real.
I don't know.
That's why I look at people. I'll be like, when you say you don't have money, it's because you don't want to. Because you don't want to do the research. You don't want to put in your work. And it isn't until you get serious about it that you start to realize what you need to do, to be honest. That's the truth. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So, I don't know.
Okay.
I'm just saying.
Okay. So the website.
You know I don't like excuses.
Okay. So creativeness.
Uh-huh.
So in order to start a tea, there is a process for that, obviously.
It is.
Say, for instance, I want to have a lip gloss line. See, I was talking to my mom about this, and she was like, well, you just need to be getting in the kitchen. You need to be like, experimenting with stuff like that.
Yeah.
But see, me, I'm like, I had looked up stuff.
But you don't have to do it if you don't want to. Like, if you feel like you're not that type of person. You know what I mean? Like how some people
Like
don't,
to cook up stuff.
Yeah,
That's what I'm saying. Like, is that I thought that was because I see people like online and for their lip gloss businesses, they like, okay, this is what you got to do. You take this food coloring and you take, if you want a little shimmer in it, you get the little glitter and then you put it in a tube, a little turkey baster thing,
Yeah.
and then you squeeze it. I'm like, I don't want to do all of that.
Exactly.
Like, so you can pay somebody
yes, you
to
can.
basically do all of that stuff for you, and all you
Yes.
got to do is say, okay, I want this, and this.
Exactly,
But obviously, it's more.
It's basically that simple. Okay. It took a year for me to develop my tea because there was a certain way that I wanted it.
A year.
So it took me a year. Now that's for tea because I had a certain way that I want this tea to taste. I had a certain way that I wanted this tea to smell. I had a certain texture that I wanted from this tea.
So did you have to like?
No, I found a company. I
Okay.
did some research and just started finding out companies that will make it. There are companies that will say, oh, when you put customized tea, it'll just be like, oh, we have these teas and you can put your logo on it. That's not what I wanted. So I put customization of my favorite flavors or something like that. And then different companies start coming up that actually help you develop your kind of tea. And so that's what you'll have for lip gloss. So you're not the type, because I'm not the type either. I'm not finna go buy a gang of teas and be like, hey, let me try this, because I'm not that. So what you would do is you would look up companies. Like they actually have one in Leimert Park, actually. I forget. What is the name of that? Is it
Leimert Park forever.
Okay. Is it
Come on, Dom
Aswa?
Kennedy.
Is it Aswa or Laswa? Something like that. But anyway, you could go there and they have all kinds of things. And let's say you go in there and you like pina colada, but you want to mix it with cherry. They will actually do a sample with you. And then you can put some on your lips to see how I feel. And then that's when I feel like your creative juices will start. And then you'll say probably like, oh, well, can you add some shade? Yeah, can you add some this? Because I like the way it smells and I like how I feel, but it doesn't moisturize. It's a little dry, you know, and that's what will happen. And once you get it together, he'll whip it up and do it. And you'll be like, oh, this is what I want. And so once he do that, you can just start having it done and packaged and find out how much it will cost for that and make your logo and all that. And it's good.
So everything all depends on what kind of business you will have. Like,
Exactly.
Because if I wanted to have a clothing line, I obviously have to go through the wholesaling process. And you have to get a license for that.
Exactly.
And you have to do so. I guess
If you want to wholesale, some people
Yeah.
don't want to wholesale.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
so it just ultimately depends on
On the
what kind of
business you
business.
want.
So everybody needs to do
Exactly.
their research. Do the research on the type of business.
Wait,
that
why
you feel
you
like
put
you
your
have.
glasses on like that? Like, yeah, and everybody needs to do your research. I wish people could have just saw that right now. That's so hilarious.
Because
It was so
something
librarian.
in my eye, I know. Ugh. I need to get some LASIK because I cannot stand this. I cannot see. And it's
I'm surprised you ain't
troubling
did it
me.
already, to be honest.
I want to do it, but like
But you're so cute with your
that's
glasses.
a lot of money.
I think you're so cute with
I know
your
people always be like, "Oh, you like my little Michelle Obama?"
not Michelle Obama. Wait. You said it's a lot of money. Your insurance, see if your insurance cover it.
They don't cover the whole thing.
Did you see?
No,
exactly how you
but
know?
I know they don't cover
You
the
don't
whole
know
thing.
nothing until you find out.
I know, right?
Exactly.
And
Get
I'm a
your
Google
life.
queen.
See what I'm saying? So Google it, queen.
Yeah. Okay.
Uh-huh.
So,
Oh, Lord. I don't even like that look right now.
no. So we're gonna kind of go into Wazam Super.
Super.
Okay.
Super
so
Slim.
if anybody knows who Super Scent is, if you don't know who she is, then you should follow her because I admire her and stuff like that. She is the owner and creator of Crayon K. Shout out to her.
Shout out to her. What's her name?
Super.
Super.
Uh-huh.
Oh, that's her name, Super. I
That
thought
ain't
it
her
was-
name, but that's her
No,
Instagram
but
name.
that's her Instagram
yeah,
name.
Super,
Okay,
Super
Super.
Scent.
SUPA, right?
Yeah, but so she has Crayon Case, and so I only brought her up because she's obviously like very successful in her business and all of that. But she also had made a post about being in a high profile position and feeling obligated to put your friends and your family on. So I kind of wanted to take it there because this is around business.
It is. It sure is.
What are your thoughts on being in a position, say your business is that's just super successful. And
Okay.
you're making millions. And people are now looking at you like,
Put me on.
put me on.
Well, first of all, I'm just being honest.
Mhm.
I'm a real person. So I already know my friends. And I know which ones I'm going to put on, and I know which ones I'm not. And I don't feel obligated. And they 9 times out of 10, if I haven't put them on, they know why. There is no hidden agenda. You lazy. You don't like
Yeah.
to work, and I'm not going to put you on my payroll for nothing.
Yeah.
Because I didn't get here by doing nothing. So why is it fair for you to... Now, if you lazy... So I heard a rich person say... they said when you hire somebody, what did he say? When you hire somebody, he said, and you can't do the job. He said, you hire smart people. He said, I don't necessarily hire smart people. He said, sometimes I hire lazy people. And they said, why? He said, because a lazy person doesn't want to do the job. So sometimes they'll find an easier way to do it.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, oh, okay. But so if
Work
I have
smarter,
a
not harder.
Exactly. So if I have a friend that's that and we cool like that, yes. But I don't feel obligated to put none of my friends on if I feel like they're not going to work.
Yeah, I think it's all about you knowing who your friends
Exactly.
are and who your family is.
But a lot of time people have these
Because-
cosmetic relationships, so you don't know. And now everybody's feeling some type of way because you didn't put them on. But y'all didn't have a real relationship to begin with.
Yeah.
So, nah.
You gotta know who, like, if my friend is lazy, I'm not finna put you out. Why am I finna put you
Why?
on to something that
To tear
I
up
work
my
hard
stuff.
on?
Exactly. I had people who told me, like, oh, you work at USC. Like, you ain't even, help me to. I said, why would I? I said, you have been in, like, 3-4 jobs within 2 months because one of them she just didn't feel like it, didn't feel like going. I said, you think I'm gonna put my name on you? Never. And she said, all right, I get it. So,
Yeah.
But see how real that conversation is?
Well, it's the same. Like, it's like the same for like working. I feel like,
Yeah.
like for work. For instance, we know that I have put somebody on to a job before.
Oh, okay.
And sabotaged the opportunity, basically. So I think it's the same thing. Huh?
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
You knew that.
No, I didn't.
Yes, you did.
Which one?
Who?
That one?
That
This whole conversation, like what? Who?
Who?
That
Yeah.
one? Wow, I didn't know.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't remember.
Yeah, I had put her on,
Mm-hmm.
and
Just sabotage the opportunity.
then so I think that's probably why
I remember. It just came to me.
and I think that's why I think that's why the eyes were on me, because also that can make people look at you a certain way.
Yeah,
like,
because you vouch for this person, and they're like, "This is what you gave me. This is what you do."
yeah,
Yeah.
Why
That's
would
what
you do that?
That's exactly what I told her. I said I need to. Okay, so as you already know now that you're older, life is not always guaranteed set out the way you want it. So sometimes you may have to double back to places that you have been. You never know, right? So if you have a good reputation, 9 times out of, you know, whatever job any ever reference has ever said, Quanda has a great attitude. She's a great worker. She comes to work with a great attitude, always smiles. It's a no-brainer. To say that about me is something very different.
Yeah.
You think I'm going to have somebody come in and then they be like, hey, Quanda, I'll be like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't want to have to justify that.
Yeah.
I just want you to come in and do your job and try your best. If it don't work out, then it don't work out. But for you coming in lazy, being late, never making it on time, don't do your work, taking forever, being last minute, I don't have the time.
Yeah.
No, you're not going to put my name in jeopardy. No way. I work too hard.
And my name was put in jeopardy.
I know.
Then they was looking at me, y'all.
But you know what?
It's
in your
hard enough
defense,
being
though,
black.
In your defense, you knew that. You knew her.
Well, yeah, but then it's hard enough being black anyway.
It is. But you got to
You
be
try to
black
put
and
somebody
right.
else black on. That's why nobody asked me. You know what my job just did? My current job, actually. And hopefully they don't never hear this, but they thought I didn't know. They were trying to be slick.
Uh-oh.
So a girl left our job, and I didn't know she was leaving. Nobody didn't say nothing to me.
Okay.
Apparently, somebody had asked one of the other coworkers if they knew somebody that needed a job. They didn't ask me.
Oh, okay.
Mind you, I'm the only black girl in the job,
Oh,
which
so
is
y'all didn't
usually
ask
how it
me.
happens.
Okay.
Y'all didn't ask me because y'all was like, oh, well, we don't want nobody else coming in here. They probably was like, oh, we don't want nobody else like her coming in.
Or do they feel comfortable enough to ask you, devil's advocate? do they feel comfortable enough to ask you about somebody else working here?
They felt comfortable enough.
Ooh.
They talked to me about everything else.
Oh, then yeah.
But I think it was just because of that. Like, they was like, you know, they kind of look at us like,
do all that.
Well.
I'm not
I mean,
finna do
she
all
a
that.
cool black girl, but I don't know
It's,
the other.
don't want to take
always
my
like,
chances on a second black girl.
So, but what I hated is that one of the girls had ended up getting her friend on.
Okay.
And so now you got these two, you know, like now she is
like the
replaced with her,
friends
and you
running
got the
around
friends
here.
running around, and like I'm like, okay, like
one gonna be covering for the other. And
Yeah.
yeah. But do you think it would have been like that if it would have been one of your friends?
no. It probably would have been, but they probably would have been like, oh no, they got to get up out of here because they laughing and giggling too much.
Exactly.
They doing too much.
What you caucusing about?
I don't know. Whatever.
That's hilarious.
So I wanted to ask
Nah.
that question because, you know, it's always people have their different opinions on that. And I did see people's comments about what Super had posted and was like, well, that's if you in a position to put your friends on, you should be putting your friends on. Like, it shouldn't even matter. Like, it shouldn't matter. And
But
I'm
also,
like,
too,
no.
those are people who have ego and entitlement.
Mhm.
Why should I put you on?
Yeah.
What have you done that makes me think that you'll have my back when I put you on? Because this is my company, and I don't need you tearing it up inside and out. And that's another thing that goes sour with friendships. A lot of times, I was just talking to Shelby about this. I was like, people need to learn what friendship really means in different people's eyes, because everybody has a different interpretation. And you'll find that yours will be very different from a person that you've been friends with for a while. You just never talked about it. And the only way it's going to come up is when a situation like that comes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So then it's like, oh, that's scandalous, Bram. You ain't going to put me on? Put you on? You haven't been to work in like 3 days. Like, like, nah, I'm cool.
Yeah.
That's okay. You called in sick and didn't know.
I sit and I'm like, with the circle of friends that I have,
Uh-huh.
would I put anybody on?
Ooh.
Like if I was, if Breakfast Club called me and was like, "Hey, we want you to intern up, or we want you to be
Do
a host,
this.
or we want you to do
Let's
this."
do
Like,
something.
we something.
Speak it
iHeartRadio
into
can-
existence, my child.
Yeah, I'm always speaking things into existence.
You see what I'm saying? It works.
But I wonder if I would, if I have a circle, if in my circle, if I know anybody, I'm trying to think of them really hard.
So, do you know them enough to be able to put, like, do you know them well
and that's
enough?
the thing. I would have to hang.
Exactly.
Do we hang out all the time?
Because
Do I know
really,
how
with
you
our
act
friends,
with
we only know
people?
about what they tell us, right? We don't know until we actually see them in action.
Oh yeah,
Right?
definitely.
We just go by. I mean, they cool, they nice, we cool, we clicked. But you don't really know them until you start seeing them in their elements and their
See how hard they work. I want to see how
Exactly.
hard you work at
Exactly.
with what you have going on.
And one thing I
and how
will
you
say
treat
about
people.
you, Brianna, you have great work ethic. You are not the one to play no games
Oh,
for
thank
no
you.
job. I was like, she be up at 4. I'm still in bed.
Oh, even if I don't want to be there, I'm like, I gotta
Exactly.
get this money, okay?
Or what about that time you was out until about 2 and you woke up, you look sick.
Oh yeah.
It was like 4 something. You was like,
It
I
ain't
said, you
nothing.
up? He was like, yeah. And then hair done, ready to go. I said, ooh. I said, oh. I said, I would have been calling in sick. But, that's a whole nother story.
Yeah, I think that should be put on the list too. Is if you have a good work ethic to even start a business, or because you have to have some type of oomph about you.
I think you have that from your mom and your dad.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think both of them have great work ethic. Your dad has great work ethic. I
Yeah.
know for sure. And it doesn't matter. It could be rain, sleet, snow. That fool is going to work.
Yeah,
I'll be like, yeah, I got my days.
because I like to have money.
I do too. And that's why I got my days. I'm going to take a vacation day. It's personal day. Sick day. No. They'd be like, you're not coming in today? No. I'm feeling well.
Oh my gosh.
I'll do it in a minute. But that's after, to be honest, that's after I've had a rapport at my job for like a long time.
Mm-hmm.
Like I feel like you need to, when you first start a job, I feel like you need to work a full year with no missing days and be there. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Be reliable, be dependable. You know what I mean? Trustworthy and honest. And most of the time, you can write your own ticket.
Yeah.
So all my life, I've been able to kind of write my own ticket because I set the standard at the beginning and they already know I'm going to be there for them when it's time. But right now, I'm going to call in sick. So that's just me.
Okay.
Yeah. That's what you need to do. You need to set the precedence. That's what you need to do.
Okay. So books.
Books. What about books?
So you have a book.
I do.
I remember when I said I wanted to write a book. I'm still gonna write a
Yeah,
book. 'Cause
I was gonna
have
ask
so
you.
many stories to share. I don't know how I would write a book. I don't
you
know.
mean?
Well, not how, but I don't know what it will be about. I'm trying to think because I'm like I feel like I'm an animated person. I can be very animated, and I don't know if I would want it to be fictional or if I wanted like a book, a book about I don't know.
Merge the two.
Merge it.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think. I would have to sit down and really like.
I think it'd be cute though. You know what'd be cute? If you well, I won't put that on the air. I'll tell you later so nobody will take that idea. Right.
Yeah, you know how people like to do.
They sure will. They'll take it in a minute. But yeah, I think you still should write that book. I still think you should write the book you first wanted to write it on.
Oh, the book about
dating.
Oh yes.
That
my
was
god.
That was hilarious. Some of your
I'm
stories
just
was
trying to figure out.
hilarious. I was like, that's hilarity at its best. I was like, did you really not experience that? That's crazy.
I'm literally the dating queen. I feel like I'm dating so
I'm
much.
not trying to be funny, but that date you went on when you first got out here, hilarious.
Which one?
The one with T went with you.
Oh. And I talked about it on the last episode.
You did?
Yes.
Hilarious.
Yeah, that was ghetto. It was ghetto.
But I will say, though, I thought it was the sweetest thing in the world. I said, oh, my God. It made me I appreciated the fact that you were not cosmetic. You have profoundness to you. So I was
and I laughed about it on the last episode, but it really, in the moment, I didn't. Like, it was I just took it by surprise. I was like, wow. Like,
yeah.
I was like, this is different. The only thing the reason why it was so funny was because she was making it more funny.
That's why you gotta do stuff by yourself because your friends will make you laugh.
Yes, she said, I'm about to leave. I said, you know what? And just left me. I'm like, I'm glad
I just thought
came,
it was
though.
great that you finished the whole date. Like, I thought it was cool that.
Oh, I mean, everything. I mean,
but that's what I'm saying. Like, do you
everything.
understand that wouldn't be for many people? So I think it just meant, and I just it warmed my heart to know that you had that kind of compassion, and I was just like, okay, that makes me feel better.
But you know what though?
What?
I can say that a lot of people haven't did that. And not to say that I can say that I did that.
No, but I'm
like,
saying you can't say that you did it because I haven't done it.
Yeah, it's like it's an experience.
It is.
It literally is an experience,
and it was a different kind of experience. It's like a one of a kind experience. Actually,
it's an experience that everybody should have. To be honest, like just to,
no,
I mean, no,
for
maybe
real.
not even the same type, but I mean, because it puts you in a whole different mindset. Like, wow, but you know what's for you and what's not for you, and that was not for me. But I finished it, and that was it. And you know what though? I talked to him after that. I even talked to him. Like,
I remember
even
that.
kept talking to him after that because I didn't want to make it seem like I don't want to talk to you because you have this ailment.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
And it like, even though that's what it was like, this is not for me because I can't picture.
But to me, I feel like
that.
that's the realest part because my thing is people will put themselves in situations being fake because they don't want to be real about how they feel. They don't want to confront the real part of how they feel. You knew that wasn't for you, but at the same time, it wasn't going to stop you from having a good time in a conversation with someone.
And like I said, he was really sweet and he was really funny and he was
just a cool person.
He was a person.
Yeah.
You know, at the end of the day, he was still a person.
Exactly.
Even though he didn't look like me, walk like me, talk like me, it was still an experience. It was cool. I was like, okay.
Yeah. And your ailments doesn't stop you from being a human being.
Yeah. Still a human being at the end of the day.
Exactly.
People was like, dang, kudos to you.
I was proud of you, though. I was really proud. And I was happy to know you.
Mm-hmm.
That's what made me happy to know you. I was proud of you.
Oh, thank you.
You welcome.
so silly. So I think I definitely.
Your mom was
would
proud
write
of
a
you
book.
too, right? Didn't she say she was happy? Like,
I
you
think
know,
so.
yeah. I remember.
A lot of people were.
Yeah.
A lot of people were.
Yeah.
So yeah, I definitely probably would write a book about.
Yeah.
I just got to figure out how we'll put it together.
Yeah. Yep.
The different types.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, I've been on so many different types. I've been on the worst days. I've been on the best.
Yeah.
Oh, I have so many stories to tell.
That's what I'm saying. I think you should still do that book in itself. Regardless of what other thoughts come up, I feel like you should really start, like, just jotting it down. I think you should get a journal and just kind of jot those experiences down. Yeah. You know what I mean? Each time, and then eventually it'll come to you as to how to put it all together.
So your book, yours is in poetic form.
Yeah.
Did you just, like, take all of the poetry that you've ever done and just was like, oh, I just want to put it in a book?
No.
Okay, so what was your process?
So my process was usually the traditional way for a poet is to just put poems in a book and put it in. And that's it. It's just really your introductory page and then poetry. And even though I own a lot of poetry books like that, I was like, it's so much more to me than that. And that's not what I wanted for my first edition. I wanted to do an introductory of who I was and how I got started. And a lot of people would always ask me how I started poetry. You know what I mean? So, and when I first started the book, it was a whole different book, and I trashed it and started back. I said, you know what? Don't nobody know me. Let me, because I was getting known as a poet at the time. And then I fell in love and, circumstances have you. And then so I had to kind of back down a little bit. And then, so now as a poet, I was no longer known in the Los Angeles area. And I had to start again. So that's what made me look at the book in a different way. Like, you got to start all over again from scratch. And I'm still starting from scratch because I have so many other things. So the process of the book was just about just being an introductory to myself, how I got started, how I found out that poetry was a part of following my dreams, but at the same time finding out that there were other people who were doing poetry and it was their dreams too. So I felt like I was like in a race that I didn't know about or something, and I was just like, this isn't, like, I didn't know everybody, just so many lawyers, so many singers, and so with the process, I just said, I'm just going to talk about this, and then every part that I talked about, I just inserted poetry that had to do with those experiences. And if you notice, my book don't have any chapters.
And what is your book called for the listeners?
Oh, I'm sorry. It's called I Just Want to Write.
And where can they get that book?
They can get that book at untilnomore.net or at amazon.com. But if you do it at untilnomore.net, you get it autographed and you get a full package.
Okay. Come on now,
You know what I mean?
professionalism.
All day.
So I had a question about publishing. Do you own
I do.
your publishing? Okay. And so what is the difference between owning your publishing and then going through somebody else?
Well, going through somebody else, they own the ISBN number. So that's really what your publishing is about.
The ISBN
honestly.
number.
Yeah, and so what I did was...
And what is the ISBN number for people who don't know?
When you turn your book over, it's that 13 number that you see with that little barcode that says 978- whatever, blah, blah, blah.
And if you went to school, you know what an ISBN number is.
Or not if you went to school. Okay. So
I mean, like, because in college...
shade.
Well, no, because in college, you have to know the ISBN number in order to get, like, so you have to know...
The shade.
No, I mean...
No, I'm just playing.
I'm just saying.
No, but what I did was I just created my own company called Black Swan Publishing. And then I bought the ISBN number under that and not own it. So when you scan that book, it comes up Black Swan Publishing instead of coming up Amazon.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
So, but I had Amazon do the distribution, which is like put it on their website.
And how did you do that?
They have a sub company called Create Space.
Okay.
And you can hire them to do like the formatting of your book, to do the distribution of your book. They have packages, and mine was like $500 or something like that. And it was just to have them do the formatting, have them do the distribution. But I had a website, so I knew that I was never going to have people buy it from there. I just wanted it there because Amazon is a reputable company that everybody buys from. And if you see my book on there, then you know I'm reputable.
So when you say format, are you talking about the way you wanted the book to look?
Yes, on the inside.
Okay.
Like how I wanted it spacing. You know what I mean?
Okay, so all of that goes
All
into
of that goes into
So you
that.
just own the publishing, and then you have somebody else distribute and
Distribute
help
your
you
book. But I typed it
and
all
that
up.
type of- but
Yeah,
you-
I typed it all up.
So in order to make your own book, you have to. But
Yeah.
then do you have? You know how like? So did you have people go over it
Yeah, that was what
a million times? So that's
yes.
what they do. Is
Yeah.
Go through.
So
Okay.
I had 3 editors.
Okay.
So the first editor was a friend of mine that I know a long time. He's a poet. Shout out to Charles Chapman.
Shout out to Charles Chapman.
Yeah, Charles Chapman. Say that 3 times fast. Charles Chapman, who's also a poet and an author. He's an editor as well.
Okay.
And so he knew that I was embarking on that new journey. So I hired him. He did the editing. I also had another friend. Shout out to Jackie and Julie. She worked with me at a job. And she knew that I loved editing. And I just wanted another set of eyes. So she did it. And then I added the editing part with the formatting with what I got, the packages from Create Space, and had them do it. But I had to write the book, and then when I wrote the book and I typed it all up, I sent it to copyright first before I did anything else with it. So that's what you have to do. I typed it all up, set it up the way I thought I wanted it to be, printed it all out, sent the package to Washington, D.C., copyright.gov.
Okay.
And then I paid for that, and then they sent me a certificate. So I knew it was copywritten in, and then that's when I started proceeding with the next, which is format and create space and all that distribution.
And then you tell them how many copies of the book that you want.
I got 150 copies back, and they sent it to me, and it was. But they send you a proof first. They don't just send you. They send you a couple of proofs, and you can say, "Oh, this is wrong. Fix this," and they'll fix it. They assign you. I want to say book coordinators where they call you and they talk to you and go through the process with you of anything that you have problems with or questions about.
Okay,
they are very good with that.
So, do you know how you put your book at Barnes and Noble?
Yes, but that wasn't my process. I didn't want to be in Barnes and Noble at that moment in time.
Okay, so that's a whole different process.
Yeah, it's a whole different process. And basically, it's kind of easy. It all depends on, first of all, you could call Barnes and Noble and talk to the book people and just say, this is what I want. And sometimes some book stores will only talk to publishers. So I will call as my publisher because I am
You are the
publisher.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So I will call and say, hey, I have this great author who has a great book, this and that and the other. And I did that just to see what the process would be.
Okay.
Only reason why I didn't want to do that is because I just wasn't interested in all of the rest that goes with it. I just wanted to do something small first for myself and just to see how to get my feet wet. Because everybody does. They always go with a big publishing company just to get their name out. Mm-hmm. But I heard so many horror stories about it, like taking pieces of your book and adding it to their artist that they already had before you came on and all this kind of stuff. And I've always had a dream of self-publishing like the rest of the poets, like Dudley Randall, Nikki Giovanni, Beatrix Potter, also many of them. I wanted to be a part of that elite, and that's what I did.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. This is informative.
I'm
sitting
over
here
like, okay. It is.
Knowing I can talk to you at any time and ask you these questions. But to be honest, I didn't really have too many questions until now. Like, I'm like, oh, wow. Like, that's cool. My mind is blown, okay? Okay. It's crazy. Okay.
You're so entertaining, by the way. Although you've always been entertaining. Like, ever since you were a little girl, you were entertaining, to be honest.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know.
You're actually like the big version of your little self. Because you're very entertaining. Your dad has like this great story about you, but you're very entertaining. He said he had left you in the living room for like 1 minute just to go get something. 1 minute. And he said he had came back and he said he just saw all these trail of leaves.
Oh, I remember that.
Yeah, he said you had got a hold to the tree that was at Granny house, and he said he looked at all the trails. He said, where is this leading? He said you had went all the way down like the hallway or something. It was like, wait a minute, come back here. So you were just always entertaining, especially in my era. Like when you came into my era of life, I was just like, oh. I was like, she's just crazy.
I'm still a hot mess. I feel like people don't know enough. This is only the beginning.
Oh, Lord.
All right, good news.
But you're a good girl, though. You're a good young lady, I should say. You're not a girl anymore, but you're a young lady. Mm-hmm. Pretty good. I'll say thank you for being my bonus daughter.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you.
Wow. That's so amazing.
Yeah. You guys you and Tay never gave me any trouble. I was talking about that the other day.
Who is Tay?
Avante. November. Sorry. NOV double
Shout out to my
I.
brother.
Yes. November.
I have siblings. A lot of people don't know that. I do have siblings.
Yes. But yeah, you guys were very, very good kids. Always been good to me. Really, really good to me. Mm-hmm. Treated me really, really well. Yeah, good kids.
That's good.
Yeah, it is.
So what's next? What's next for you?
Well, I'm working on 5 books simultaneously at this moment in time.
Okay.
That wasn't planned. It just happened that I would have all of these ideas, and I had to always be working on one, and then another one would come. And the way my ideas come, they come in full flow. Mm-hmm. So if I don't start working on it right then and there, I will lose it. So if it comes to me, I'll probably work on like 5 pages at a time. And so I'm working on 5 books simultaneously. I'm working on 3 more lines of greeting cards. And then after that, I'm working on a few scripts that I'm trying to find a screenwriter for.
Okay.
So they can go ahead and rip this story apart, and then we can go ahead and sell that. Because I have a few people that are looking for scripts, and I need to go on and get this in.
Okay.
So that's what's next. And a few more things. Oh, shout out to Until and Harmony. We're coming back from Until and Harmony Live. Hi, Harmony.
Yes.
Yeah, we got a gig November 30th. Shout out to Corrupt. He'll be the feature for the night. Corrupt Young Gotti. Yeah.
Okay.
So we'll be bringing that back, and I'm very excited about it. And y'all can also check out, due to my daughter, the inspiration of my daughter, I now have QS Radio, Simple Treasures podcast on Anchor.
Okay. Go ahead. Then.
I thought I'd say that a little bit for you.
Go ahead. No,
Which is scheduled to drop September 14th. That's coming up.
Yes.
That's right.
Okay, come on, September 14th.
You see what I'm saying?
Yes.
Thank you, Brianna.
September 14th got a good. Come on now. You gotta come on out to that showcase and tune into the podcast.
You see what I'm saying?
Yes.
Also, due to you too, I'm starting my mom's podcast, prayer podcast.
Ooh.
She was like, "Where'd you?" I said, "Brianna told me about it." So she was like, "Oh,
Wow.
So I'm gonna have her download it. We got a new phone for her and everything, so I'm gonna teach her how to do it.
Oh, that's good.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah. So thank
That
you,
would be
B.
good. Yes.
Thank you, my honeybee. Mm-hmm.
Just out here trying to motivate. Okay.
You know what I mean? Hustle and motivate.
Hey. Shout out Nip.
What's up, Nip?
Okay.
So that was what's next, girl. What's next for you? What's going on with you? What you got going on?
What's next for me? You know, honestly,
Just trying to figure it out.
just trying to figure
Ain't
it out.
nothing wrong with that.
I'm just because I'm starting school.
When are you starting?
I'm trying to decide if I'm just gonna start the late start classes, which is in October, or if I'm gonna try to go September. I think September 26th is when classes open back up and all that.
Shout out to you and Tay for starting school. I appreciate
Yes,
y'all.
I'm trying to start school again, and then just juggling this and then work and then
You mean adulthood?
yeah. And then also trying to get my credit score up to an 800.
That's what I'm talking about.
Period. Pooh.
Almost there. I'm almost there. Almost there. Your dad is almost there.
Yeah.
Yeah, he almost there before me.
Yeah. I'm just trying to have.
Shout out to the 800 credit score, for real.
Yeah.
Man, for real.
I'm just trying to have financial security.
Good job.
And just be able to do what I want to do and just be able to. Because I think
For
that's
real.
that's the main reason why people be stressed is money and
Exactly.
all that. So I just want to make sure I'm stress free.
Yep.
Fee
And remember,
free.
people, you can always don't just settle. Like, just because it seems hard, maybe look at another way, another facet of life. Like, some people stay here because they're like, oh my God, it's so hard to be here. But if you have to move out of the state to have a better life, why not do that?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, why not do that?
I juggle. I go back and forth. I always tell people I'm going back and forth about like, I'm like, do I want to stay here all my life? I don't know.
Yeah.
But it just depends.
Yeah.
I always say if I ran into like, I don't know, maybe if I ran into like a cool person, I think would be, because I don't know. I really don't know.
You know what? I think once you start traveling, Brie, for real, like traveling more, you'll start to see where you want to set down roots. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, I feel like that's too big of a decision right now. I feel like you could just get yourself in order like you're doing, and then eventually you'll start to be like, okay, cool. Because you never know. You might come to USC and then want to do like a transfer of like study abroad somewhere. You know, because students do it all the time. They study abroad in Spain or Paris or London or
Oh, that would be
Mexico
nice.
or like they have those in
That's nice or nice.
yeah.
That would be-
Did I say lice or life? Not lice or life.
Nice. Yeah. I don't know. We'll
Yeah,
see.
it'll work out.
I mean, I'm still young.
Of
and I'll be
course.
acting like I'm like,
you do.
50.
You act like you 50. Talking about some
Right.
Lord.
oh, Lord.
I was like, this girl crazy.
It's because I'm constantly like in my head and I always think about what's next. Like I'm like, what's next? I'm so
As long as you take time to smell the roses, that's all I want. Like, really, I want you two to be like very, very happy. But I don't want you to get into the rushed immediacy of life. I want you to take it serious, but I also want you to take time to smell the roses, because I don't want you to looking back like, dang, I did all this work and I didn't enjoy nothing. Like, enjoy life sometime too.
Okay.
Make a life balance. You know what I mean?
okay.
That's what I want.
So before we get out of here,
Okay.
because time is running.
Tick tock, tick tock.
So before we get out of here, I wanted to go over this list again because I wrote it down. Okay.
Okay.
For all the listeners, we've been listening. Okay.
Hey.
I hope you wrote down this list of stuff that you.
Yeah, I
need
better
to
be
do.
paying attention to school right now.
Yes. Okay.
Brianna B. School.
So, number one
Mm-hmm.
is write down everything
Everything.
that you like.
That's good.
Everything that you love, everything that you're interested in.
And see which one of those you want to tackle first.
Okay.
Yep.
Number 2 is
Number 2,
research.
Research. Do your research on the thing that you decided that you wanted to tackle.
Mm-hmm.
See what else. See all that you need
Okay.
for that.
Number 3 is price list.
That's right. Make
Figure
a
out
price
the
list, how
prices.
much everything it is that you need, one by one. So that way, every time you get some more money, you look at it and see on the list what you can afford and start purchasing.
Okay. And
Cross
then
it off.
Number 4 is money.
Money.
Get your money together.
Get your money together.
And you can get a loan.
Yep. Or you
You
don't
know.
even have to do that. Like, save money every now
We'll
and again.
save, yeah. But
like,
if you don't save,
you need to save, though.
well, you need
That's
to
a
save.
good habit that you need
You
to build
need to
now
save.
before you start getting a business. Because that
But-
means every money you make, you're going to start spending.
I wouldn't. Well, I'm not gonna say loan because I don't want people to be put in debt. Like you just put yourself in
Nah,
debt. If you get a loan.
exactly.
But if all else fails and you just really want to start a business,
And, well, for me, you know what? I didn't have any money, so what I did was I created a product that
Mm-hmm.
didn't cost me that much to make, and then I started selling that product, and all the money that came from that product,
You
it
put it
used it
into
to
the-
another product.
oh, see, come on now.
See what I'm saying? You know I ain't never been no dummy.
And then number 5,
5.
figure out what needs to happen in order for your business to work.
That's what I'm talking about. Exactly. Oh, and look at the resources in your life to see how you could best utilize those, because you may not even have to pay nothing at all. Like for me, when I started my business, all my friends had radio shows. So I just was like, hey, I'm calling in favors. I need to get interviewed, get my
Okay.
business out. And then I worked for a paper. So I created my own press release and they published it. Yeah. And then I had my own Until's Book of the Week column. So I made the column saying this segment is brought to you by. Yeah.
Yeah.
U.S. Silver Treasures, Greetings and Collections. Yeah.
Greetings and
Yeah. You should have seen your face. You was like, greetings and collections. I felt like it was E40 for a minute. Like,
like this.
you're so funny. I'm not thinking about you crazy.
Oh my gosh. Okay. So as we are getting out of here and the show is coming to an end, unfortunately,
Yeah.
if you have any questions or if you are a business owner, I know there's a lot of business owners who probably listen in. I have a lot of friends that have businesses. If you feel like you know more, you want to give out some more information, please slide it to me. I don't know. You know,
Exactly.
please, if you want to add something to the list, please let me know.
And if you got questions, I'm willing to answer. Like, you can
Yes,
always
If you have questions, please.
Yep. QSSimpleTreasures@gmail.com. That's QSSIMPLE
And then-
treasures@gmail.com.
And then your Instagram.
Oh, Instagram,
Facebook?
QS Simple Treasures, Greetings and Collections. Facebook is the same. It's just Simple Treasures.
And then again, they can get your book.
At untilnomore.net. That is UNTILNOMORE.net. That is the whole website. Quantum Significance, QS Simple Treasures, Greetings and Collections. You can get your greeting cards. Get framed edition treasure if you don't like greeting cards. And get some tea. Yep. Dreams are meant to be lived. Oolong tea. Jasmine, peppermint, strawberry, all in one mix. You'll love it.
Ooh, Lord.
Hilarious.
Oh, my gosh. Well,
Well, this was wonderful.
it was wonderful.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for joining me. I don't know why it's so funny right now. I don't know why I'm laughing.
Like, thank you for joining me.
Thank you for joining me and being my guest today. I'm really appreciative of everybody who comes on here and has something to say and has some insight on something or strongly believes in something. You know, all of that.
And you're going to call it real corny, but I love you and I'm so proud of you.
Oh, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
I love you too. You're welcome. Lord. Oh my gosh. Well, again, gonna give you a round of applause. This is my favorite little feature, okay? I'm really tired of you doing
Mine
round
too,
of
for
applause.
real.
Oh my gosh. And we are out.
Out.
Thank you guys for joining.
Good night.